All green or black?
Solid.
Good. All right. We'll call this meeting to order, the Buckfield Select Board on Tuesday, January 20th, 2026 at 6:31 PM. And we have quorum. Old business? None. New business, the consent agenda.
I move that we approve the consent agenda as written.
I'll second. All right, further discussion. You want to go through that?
Yeah, I'll skim through that real quick. For my report, my office has been recarpeted and baseboard. The baseboards are installed. I'm still waiting on a plumber to come in and fix that, but it's almost complete. That should happen soon. Fourth quarter tax filings, unemployment, main paid family medical leave reports were all completed. I've completed employee W-2s. However, I'm having some issues with Trio and waiting for them to get back to me. Last year, I was notified that I'm supposed to file those electronically and not mail them in, but if Trio doesn't get back to me, they're getting mailed in because I don't want to miss the deadline. I completed the first time I've had to do a state police non-billable account audit. So I recently got set up so that I can do new employee background checks right from their system. I send the request and then they email it back to me instead of having to fax it and get it that way. So we have to keep records of that. So I completed that audit and we were in compliance. I also finished the annual workers' compensation audit and sent that off. I haven't heard back from them yet. Rachel, our deputy clerk, is now a notary public, so we are back to having 3 notaries on staff. I'm actively working on the fiscal year 26-27 budget with plans to present to the budget committee in February. You have 1 application in your packet tonight. That means we need 1 more in order to have the budget committee. So getting feelers out there, now's the time.
Okay.
Public Works responded to 4 storm events, including Christmas and New Year's. Truck 15 returned to service after having a DEF system issued during the first storm. We had 1 resignation. However, we've just reassigned the routes and we've had no significant impact on services. Fire department had 15 calls in December for a total of 101 call hours, 2 monthly meetings. All 3 of our apparatus need repairs to pass their DOT inspections. Those parts have been ordered and repairs are scheduled. And then Brandon had 6 total calls, 2 bites, 2 welfare checks, 1 stray, and an injured wildlife call. Highlights of his month were a canine cruelty complaint resolved through education, sheep livestock welfare verified, 1 missing dog reunited with owner. And he only drove 28.5 miles for Buckfield last month, which was the lowest I've ever seen it. That was like a $19 mileage bill.
Nice.
Aside from that, I did add in after the second quarter financial report that's in your packet. We're in good shape and where we should be. Administration is right around, I'm going to pull out the other report. I give you guys a summary report at the beginning, which breaks down the numbers, but it doesn't show the percentages. But further in your report, I have the expense summary. So general government's at 47.62%. So after 6 months, that's where we should be. Public safety is a little higher. It's at 54.11, but we have a lot of things that we do for the fire, like hose testing and ladder inspections that we do early. So some of those bigger expenses are taken out early in the year. So I'm not worried about that. Parks and Rec is at 37%. It's usually where we are right about now. Our costs right now are mostly referees for basketball. A lot of our expenses come out during baseball and softball season with uniforms, equipment, and field maintenance. Communities sitting at 37.52. That includes organizations and events, social services, the old church and the library. The library itself is at 43.25%. So they're actually under budget right now. debt service, some of our payments are annual, so we're sitting at 33% there. So some of those annual payments haven't come due yet. Public Works is at 66%. That's not concerning because we paid that big paving bill in the beginning of the fall, so that's the majority of the budget. Waste management is actually right at 47.6, so we're at 50%. So I think the increase I put in last year that was approved is covering it. I don't have the total right in front of me of revenues that we brought in, but Stanley does collect quite a bit at the transfer station, and we've had a lot of people coming in paying for their transfer station stickers, and that's all put back into the solid waste account. So that's helping replenish what we're getting hit with by main waste, which Glenn might be here at some point tonight to give you an update on that. And then, yeah, solid waste is the last one. So all in all, budget wise, we're looking good. Revenues, we've already collected 515,000 of our local revenues with only an uncollected balance of 341,000. So we're at about 2/3 of where we should be for that. And then our state revenues are similar. We only have 199,000 left to collect on that. Most of that will be municipal revenue sharing, which comes in on a monthly basis. But we're actually pacing to end up receiving more than what they originally projected. So that'll be good if it works out that way.
Yeah.
And then tax collections are right at 50% where they should be. Just under, but awesome. That's all I got.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, perfect.
That was a lot.
That's it.
A lot of good news. All right, so all those in favor of approving the consent agenda? Opposed? Nope, okay.
She got you before you said.
Yeah, I know.
Slow tonight.
It's a cliffhanger.
Yeah. I don't have the energy to raise my hand.
And I've already published that on the budget committee website, and it's also in the packet online, so people can look at it if they want to see it.
Right.
All right, approval of the minutes from the January 6th, 2026 select board meeting.
I move that we approve the minutes of the Buckfield Select Board meeting on Tuesday, January 6th, 2026 at 6:30 PM.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? All right. Committee appointments.
I'll move that we appoint Jacob Gilbert to make sure I get all this correct. Here we go. To the budget committee.
You check off every box.
So I'm thinking.
6 years.
So for year 1, year 2, year 3, so the budget committee for 3 years and the road committee for a 3-year term.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Oh, yes.
So I made a note on the agenda. You might not have seen it.
Yeah.
We can't appoint him to the road committee because it's full right now, unless the road committee amends their bylaws to increase the number of members. So
I
So I'll
rescind my
amend
second.
my motion. That we appoint Jacob Gilbert to the budget committee for a 3-year term. And we just put this application aside, and then if there is an opening,
Yep.
we can contact him and see if he's still interested in that.
Mhm.
Fantastic.
And I will continue to second.
Okay, further discussion? All those in favor? Thank you, Jacob.
Yeah.
Need one more. We need one more.
One more.
Planning board resignation.
I'll make a motion that we accept the resignations. Can I do both of them in the same? Of Marissa Averill and Karen Elliott Whitney from the planning board.
I'll second.
Further discussion?
Are we still at a quorum?
yeah, we have 3.
Okay.
So Bob had mentioned Marissa at the last meeting and I didn't get it on the agenda. So just to make it formal, I added her and then I found out about Karen today. So I figured just officially do it.
Alright.
So yes, we have three. If all three can make a meeting, then they can have a quorum, but.
Okay.
That leaves two open seats and an alternate.
So there are open seats and we appreciate your service, Marissa and Karen.
Yeah, thank you for the time you spent with the
Mhm.
planning board.
All right, all those in favor? All right. Schedule a public hearing for the general assistance ordinance update.
Before you keep going, I just want to ask a question. How many members can be on the budget committee?
It's the bylaws say 5.
Okay, so we have two. We need one more, but there are 3 seats open.
Mhm.
Correct.
So the first 3 people
Yep.
that make it down to the town office to fill out the paperwork,
Mhm.
go team.
Mhm.
Right.
Thank you. Sorry for interrupting.
No, no problem. So, yeah, we have to schedule a public hearing for the general assistance ordinance that the state tells us we have to do.
It's the only ordinance you guys can do on your own. So they had sent out the appendices, whatever you want to say, and everything back in like October, and they said that the updated MMA ordinance was gonna be posted. And I kind of waited for an email and I didn't see it, so I checked MMA's website out and found it. So that's why we're doing it now as opposed to October, like they say we're supposed to, just to make sure we're in compliance. So we're required to have 7 days notice for the public hearing, answer any questions. I'll have a breakdown of what the changes are. It's not much. It's mostly in language and clarity, and obviously the amounts. But I'll do that. I was thinking next meeting before then at 6, and then
Mhm.
roll into your meeting at 6:30 and act on it.
So how about if I make a motion that we schedule a public hearing on Tuesday, February 3rd at 6 p.m. at the Buckfield Municipal Center to receive public comment on the proposed amendments to the town of Buckfield's general assistance ordinance.
I'll second, but do we want to amend with the select board meeting to follow, or do we want to have to wait until 6:30 to start the select board meeting? I want to know. I'm okay either way.
I'd say select board to follow.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna be a long.
I'll amend to
All that
at
plus.
6 p.m. with the select board meeting to follow.
I will continue to second. Thank you.
Okay. Further discussion? All those in favor? All right. Other business?
Hit on those.
Yes, I have submitted to the board a grant application form for the swap shop. We had our first swap shop ad hoc committee meeting last Tuesday. It went very well, and we have a very eager group to be working on this project for the community. One of the swap shop veterans who helped with the first iteration of the swap shop knew about this Maine Community Foundation grant. They call it a community building grant. They are a private nonprofit that uses philanthropic donations to disperse to needy Maine communities. So this specific grant would be if we are awarded a $10,000 match with a $10,000 grant with a $0 match. So the town of Buckfield would not have to contribute to it. It would just be awarded to us. Very low barrier grant. The reporting is just a year out from you receiving it, which would happen the 1st of June. A year out, they just asked for a report on the progress of that project. So
Now, who is this awarded to? Is it awarded to the town? Is it awarded to
yeah,
workshop committee?
great question for Cameron. I was assuming it would be awarded to the town.
So
They
then
already have.
we would own building?
Well, we already own the
Well,
property.
I'm just saying, it's
Yeah,
like, we're trying to, I guess the intent originally was we're trying to separate liability,
Mhm.
right? So it's just something, a building that we would lease to whoever wants to run such swap
Mhm.
shop, or?
That was the thought process. If something gets built and if the swap shop creates their own nonprofit or whatever, that the town, my idea was similar to what Snowmobile Club does. They lease it for $1 a year.
Mhm.
It doesn't really cost them anything. I think where the town owns the property right now, it's probably easiest for them to award it to the town of Buckfield. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's fine.
We would just need to make sure that that lease is very clear that whoever is leasing it for that $1 a year is responsible for maintenance,
Maintenance.
repairs,
Mhm.
safety.
Mhm.
Yeah. So would the applicant would the applicant need to change to the town of Buckfield?
I printed off a copy for everyone here and I didn't give myself one.
Absolutely.
Like represented by
Mhm.
the Cormier or something like that.
I put Azalea Cormier on behalf of the town of Buckfield Swap Shop Committee.
Mhm.
You know, 'cause
So you would have wanted.
Sorry, the applicant is for, like, I am applying to apply for this grant, I believe is how I at least interpreted it.
Oh, so you're,
perhaps
this.
I'm responsible for this piece of paper,
Okay,
but
so the grant itself,
will be the town of Buckfield.
If I apply for a grant, it's back on me.
Mhm.
But it's for the town of Buckfield.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve this grant application for the swap shop committee for an award amount up to $10,000 with a zero match requirement.
I'll second.
Further discussion?
Yay, Azalea.
Yeah. that's
Right.
great.
Yay, Mark. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you,
for
Mark.
Bringing this to our attention.
Thank you, new committee.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that too.
That's fantastic.
Hmm.
All right, all those in favor? Those opposed? Oh, all right.
Thanks so much, guys.
I haven't seen him live, so I don't know if you give me. Too cold. So, yeah. I assume he'll be in with an update. He's been working through the NWE stuff and has some input on it, or not input, but kind of like just letting you know where they're at. So,
Yeah. If he or you can do like a brief write-up, that would be great. I have in my calendar a solid waste committee meeting next week. Is that accurate?
I went through both the last minutes, or both of the last solid waste committee minutes, and didn't see when they scheduled a meeting, so unless it was done before that. I talked to Diane and, she asked for some dates, and since summer's time to hold it, I put it on our calendar, I put it on the agenda.
March.
Tentative for March 10th,
Okay,
at 6 p.m.
great.
That's the next one, March 10th.
That should be right on your agenda at the bottom of the community information.
Thank you, thank you.
I don't want to talk out of turn, I did that meeting. To the meeting for the RSU was down there, and it was definitely in Buckfield.
I got home and I saw that. And I don't work him.
So note the word tentative.
It's confirmed, Diane confirmed that it works for them, so unless
Okay.
anything changes, just lock that in your schedule.
Yeah, great.
All right.
Just one other thing. Not sure if we talked about it. I think it happened after the last meeting that the rental ambulance and the lease loaner, looks like that'll be coming available within a couple of weeks.
Great.
So, and that is not a
Fingers
cost to us. We are not, rent was not the right word.
Mhm.
Right. We've been in contact. I make sure I send out an email every once in a while. I was frustrated one day. I asked Sandra to reach out.
Yeah.
And we kind of updated her. So the most recent email said within the next couple of weeks, he anticipates one will be available. And then we can get 451 out of here and
Yep,
So,
good.
Yeah, we responded, you know, look forward to working with him and very happy that this will be happening.
Mhm.
Any other business? Public comment?
Don't leave till you sign the warrant.
Okay,
That was my fault.
no public comment, so I'll make a motion that we adjourn at 6:52 PM.
Second.
Did you second?
Yes, please.
Okay.
All right, all those in favor? Thank you.
Thank you.